Welcome everyone. If you're returning here, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for coming back. If you are brand new here, my name is Chris, and for almost 2 years now, I've been on a journey of personal development and a quest to live the more intentional life. This week's going to be a little bit of a different video, a different type of video. Last week, I shared with you my experience in journaling. You can't go very long in personal development until you hear about all of the positive benefits of journaling. But I shared with you last week how I did not receive all of those benefits because I've had really approached journaling in the wrong way. And now, if you're interested in that video, you can check it out right here. But this week I thought maybe I would share with you the tool I've been using in my journaling experience. And I thought I could just give you a review of the app I'm using. And if this is of interest with you, maybe in the future we can do more reviews of the different tools and services I've explored and I've used in my journey of personal development. Now, the app that I've been using is called Day One. Now, before we get into my thoughts on this app, there's a few things I just want to make sure that we discuss and is very clear. Number one, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not getting paid in any way, or was even asked to do a review of this app. The links down in the description are not affiliate links at this time. If that changes in the future, if I ever become an affiliate partner with Day One and I convert those to affiliate links, I will make sure to update the description to make sure that that is very clear in the description. But as of right now, I'm just doing this because this is a tool I found that I really do like. I really do enjoy. Number two, I want to make clear that the version that I am reviewing is the premium paid for version, which is currently around $35 a year. So not very much. They basically call it a subscription, but they will bill you annually and it'll be about $35. Now, I did try the free version of this app, but I felt it was very limited. And as a free app, I would not recommend this as a free app. If you were going to use this app or service, I would go ahead and do the premium version. And then lastly, just to be very clear, this this app and service is really much Apple centric. It really is designed for Apple first. There is a version in the Google Play Store. I have never used that personally, but reading the reviews, it does seem like it is a more stripped down, has less features than the Apple version. So this is very much a Apple centric app and service. Now let's talk about the app and some of the things I like about it. Number one, I like the fact that it has a desktop version, an iPad version, and a mobile version, and they all sync together. I really do like that. There are times when I'm on the road, I'll just have my iPad Pro and I'll be able to quickly type my journals there. And when I'm home, I'm usually doing that on the desktop version. And so far, I have not had any issues with syncing between those devices. If I start a journal for a day at work, maybe there's something I want to remember, I quickly open this up, make it in my journal. When I get home that evening to finish my journal for the day, it is already there. It's already synced. I can just pick up right where I left off. And it is a very smooth process, and I really like that. Something else I really like about this app and the service in general is their security features. I do work in the IT space, and so when it comes to cloud apps and services, particularly if I'm going to be putting my information there, I do like to look at their paperwork on what their security is, what's going on behind the scenes. And this service does have end-to-end encryption on the back end. They also, for the app itself, they do have passcodes and biometric security, meaning you can put in a passcode to just open the app, and or you can use your Face ID on your mobile phones. And so that will keep anybody, if they get your phone, they can't necessarily get into that app unless you use the same password you use for your phone. I also do like that they have automatic backups to a private server. So if anything happens, you are able to get your information back. And then lastly, one of the things I really like about this is they do have some extensive exporting features, meaning if you ever want to move away from this service, if you ever want to try something else, you are able to export all of the data that you've put in it, all of the entries you have, and you can take that information with you so you don't lose all of that information if you choose to move away from the app in the future. Now, some of the features of the app I've used that I really like. Number one is templates. You can build your own templates or your own frameworks for your journal. So one of the main ways I use this up until this point is I built out my own daily prompts. And so you can go online, you can find prompts for journaling, and then you can build a template. So you don't always have to go remember that. When you go to do your daily journal, you just pull up the template you want, and then you can answer those daily prompts. Now, in last week's video, one of the things I said was I relied too much on daily prompts. They became something I just quickly answered as quickly as possible to say I did the work and I could check it off my list. So I have now moved away from using daily prompts in my daily journal, and really forces myself to think about what I want to write, the things that happen, the things that are on my mind, not necessarily what a prompt is doing. But that doesn't mean I've gone away from the templates. So with the templates, even if you're going to kind of do free form journaling, you can put quotes into your template, things you want to think of before you start that journaling process. You can give yourself reminders. One of the things I still do is at the end of my journal, I like to add a daily scoring. So I have different areas of the day of my life and how I would score that. Did I show up for the day? Did I bring my best? Those types of things. I can still build that into the template. So after I do my free form journaling, I can still grade my day, and that's always the same. And so templates can be a really powerful thing. You can build as many of them as you want. So you can have a template for your maybe your daily meditations. You can have a template for the ideas you have for your career. You could build the template for tracking your health statistics, maybe your weight, your steps, what you ate, all that. You can build all types of templates, and then when you go into journal them, you can pick whichever one you want. I find that very handy, even if you're not using it for pre-built prompts. Second thing I've used and I really like about this app and service is you can have unlimited journals. And so it's not just a single journal. You can basically build out multiple journals. So you could have a journal for your daily meditations, just the thoughts you have on life. You could have a journal for your business ideas or your career ideas and goals. And you could have a journal specifically for your health and your wellness. And those could be completely separate, but you can still pull up any of them at any time and add your entries. And so that's really a good way if that's how your mind works and you want to separate these different parts of your life. You could have a journal for all of the 10 arenas of life that we've talked about in the past. So the paid premium version has the ability to create unlimited journals. Third feature that I've used and I like, but I don't use it a whole lot, is that you can add tags and favorites and search filters to all of your entries. So if you ever want to go back and what was this idea I had? I remember jotting that down in my career journal, and you wanted to go back and try to find out all of your ideas. You can tag your journal entries. You can add them as favorites, and so you can easily go back using search to find previous journal entries if you ever need to go back and do that. And I find that to be helpful, even though I don't use it all the time. There has been a couple times where I had jotted an idea that I wanted to make sure I incorporated into my more intentional living. I was able to go back, find that idea that I had jotted down, and then be able to expound on it and figure out how I'm going to make that a part of my personal life. And then lastly, of the features I use that I think is kind of interesting is all of your journals you can tag with your location, and it'll even give you some additional options to automatically tag for that journal entry. Things like the temperature of where you were. Now, one of the reasons I think this is kind of neat is you can actually go back and you can search based on your location. And there's even a view where you can go find all of your entries from a particular place. And so I was just playing with my journal the other day, and I opened up the map view and I was able to find all of the journal entries I had from different places we've gone on vacation. And I was just able to select those entries from that specific location. And I was just kind of able to relive some of the memories we had of that location or that vacation. And I thought that was kind of neat. Next, there are some advertised features that I haven't really dug into or used a lot, but I have thought about how I might incorporate some of those features, how I might use them in the future. So these are things I haven't used, but I could at least think of ways that they could be useful. The first way, I've kind of used this a little bit, but within your journal or entry, you can add photos, you can add videos, you can add audio, and you can add drawings to all your entries. So I have added a few photos to my journals. I mostly do this when I'm at a special event or on a vacation. And so just last couple of weeks, I've been at a couple different conferences. So when I'm journaling that night, I'll take a couple pictures during the day, and it's just a quick way, just kind of a remembrance of what I was doing that day. I was sitting in this conference, or I was on this vacation. We went and saw Old Faithful on this day. So being able to add pictures really easy like that, I think, is a neat feature. Photos I have done, I have not tried to put any videos on there. I've not tried to put any audio on there, but that's a neat feature that I think a lot of people could find very useful. Another feature that is advertised that I haven't used, but I could see as being useful, is you can actually um, import all of your Instagram posts. So if you're on Instagram and you are regularly doing that, but you also want what you did for Instagram to be part of your daily journal, you can easily import all of your Instagram posts into the journaling app. Another feature that I just recently found out and am really kind of interested in testing out is the ability to dictate and have your audio transcribed from your Apple Watch. So if you cannot pull up your phone at the time, maybe you're driving, maybe you're just not in a place where you want to type on the phone. There's an advertised feature of being able to pull this up on your watch, dictate into that, and the app will actually transcribe it and put it in your entry. I thought that's a neat feature. Like I said, I just recently found this feature and I am interested in testing it out. Another advertised feature that I haven't used yet is the ability to take some of your journal entries and to actually send it off and get a printed book of it. Now, I think this could be a useful feature in certain situations. Not really any of the ways that I'm using this journal do I think that I would use that, but I could see it used for maybe if you are pregnant and you are going to have a baby, you want to journal every step of the way. That 9-10 months journey of having your baby, maybe you want to memorialize that in getting a printed book. Maybe that's something you can give your child when they're older. So there's a lot of really interesting ways you could use this feature. This is not something I've used in the past. And then lastly, another feature that I've just recently found out about but am interested to start using is they have a smart scanning feature, meaning within your journaling app you can use your camera, you can scan images, you can scan, books and things of that nature, and you can actually extract the text from those things. So I would really see this being useful to me when I'm doing my daily personal development reading. If there is a text in the book that I really like, I being able to scan that using my camera on my phone, being able to put that in there, being able to just kind of edit, extract the text out of there, copy and paste, being able to really reinforce the things I'm reading within my journaling. I think that is going to be something I'm going to start attempting to do. And I think that'll be a really neat feature as well. Now, what don't I like about this app? Honestly, the only thing I really am not favorable of on this app is the fact that it's subscription. And that's not necessarily due to the app. It's really due to the fact that I already have a whole lot of subscriptions, like most of you probably have. And so I am very careful in what more subscriptions do I add to the long list I already have. That's really my only gripe, but I understand the necessity of it if the developer is going to continue to add new features and keep this up to date, keep it secure, keep it running on the platforms that it's running on. I understand the need for it. And even though I don't necessarily like it, $35 a year, I really do think is worth it for this app and all the features you get. If it was more than that, if you were paying like $10 a month for this service, I personally probably would not pay that amount. But I think they really have priced it really well in that $35 per year. That is something I will happily pay for in order to keep using these features. So all in all, I would highly recommend this app. Again, if you are okay with um, doing all of your journaling on your iPhone, I would recommend you do the Apple Journaling app first. A lot of the features that are in day one are in the Apple Journaling app. Most of the features I use are in the Apple Journaling app. I don't know if all the other features that I listed that I haven't used are in there. But because that is a free because you have an iPhone, I would definitely test that out first. But that does not work for me. I really do have the journaling app on my desktop. I have tried probably 4 to 5, maybe 6 other journaling apps just for a week or so. Some I actually stopped after a day or two because it just didn't have all the features. But I would say I highly recommend this tool. So how about you? Do you use a journaling app? If so, leave in the comments which one you use and what you think about it. Does it have some of the features that I recommended or I've talked about in this video? Does your journaling app have features that I did not recommend that you find highly useful? Will you try day one? If so, I will have links to the apps. Again, they are not affiliate links. This is not a sponsored app. If you've liked this video, let me know. Like or leave a comment if you'd like to see more kind of review of type videos of the services or the tools or the apps I've used in my personal development journey. But until I see you again, go out and live that more intentional life.